All right. Okay. I think that's good. I think we're good here. I think I'm live. I'm
Although it's weird because you have like an overlay of yourself on your background.
my screen capture appears to be a little wonky. Whoa. That's not what we want at all. Let's try this like that. All right. At least on Streamlabs, that's looking not that bad right now. I think I'm seen. Let's see. All right, looks like we're okay. All right, I think we're all right.
Would you cross the stream?
Oh. All right, I think we're good. Okay, everyone. So, welcome. One moment. All right. All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for attending the lecture today. So, for those that do not know, I'm Beige Samurai, and I definitely am an accredited professor that works for this university. So, while my field is normally more in philosophy, psychology, and such, today's subject is a little more along the lines of media analysis, but never one to disappoint. Everyone decided they really wanted to hear why Dark Souls is about communism. First, though, for a moment, if anybody is unfamiliar with how media analysis like this works, media analysis is not about saying, hey, this is what the author's intent was. This is not about saying this is the only way that one can interpret the work or should interpret the work. The only reason we do this is just so we can deepen our kind of appreciation of a work and everything. So, yes, I know Miyazaki probably did not sit down when he was writing his story about zombies and stuff and go, hey, let's make it about communism. But obviously, like, death of the author, no, we never can be fully aware of all of the things that go into our thought process when we're creating. And, if you're unfamiliar with Japan's history with communism, the student riots of the 60s and everything, you know that it is a deep-rooted part of the Japanese culture. So, it is not unusual to believe that that would be a subtle influence on work. Okay, all of that out of the way. Why is Dark Souls about communism? Well, in short, so to sum up the lore of Dark Souls, and oh god, I know, I'm sorry, but we have to talk about the lore of Dark Souls for a second. I'm sorry. I know. But, so we're told in the beginning of the game, of course, that in the beginning there was nothing. Just, dark, gray, nothing. And then out of nowhere, world, nothing in the world but, big old trees made out of stone, ancient dragons that would never die, and a bunch of little dudes just scuttling around that weren't really doing much, weren't really thinking about much of anything. And then all of a sudden, boom, just a fire appeared. And all of these dudes, little dudes scurrying around, some of them went, hey, check out that fire, and they pulled some souls out of the fire. They used the power that they got from these, which was what, the game tells us are souls, and use that to then conquer this world of everlasting dragons and start stuff before, So, what does this have to do with anything, though? This is just kind of standard creation myth kind of stuff. But we can liken this age of dark, this age of ancients, before anything happened, much to what they would call, what the kind of Enlightenment philosophers would refer to as the state of nature. This is man before we came up with any kind of society or anything, noble savages, all that kind of thing. And it is the taking of the flames, then, that is kind of the birth of civilization and everything, and as it turns out, kind of the concept of ownership in general, because as ownership was understood before we came up with all of the trappings of society and all this stuff, is of course that you would go out to a place that didn't belong to anybody, and you would put in some kind of labor. And through that labor, you would, transform the stuff in that area into your property, right? Even if that is as simple as you going out and just picking berries off of a bush, it is your labor, of course, that then makes those berries your berries. And this is basically what, of course, these hollows, the creatures that took the souls out of the flame first, did, was they were claiming the souls for themselves. Now, on the souls a little bit again, briefly, in Dark Souls, we're told that souls are not like what we think of as souls when we generally talk about souls. It is not some enduring part of our psyches, this part of us that lives on after death, this intangible thing. No, souls are objects. They're actual things that you can take. You can possess them, you can hold them in your hand, you can put them in your pocket, and most importantly, you trade them for goods and services. So souls are, of course, the currency in this world. But again, okay, what does this have to do with communism exactly? Well, we're told in that creation myth that there were 4 such beings that took the souls out of the fire. We're told that there was Gwyn, the dude that took the light soul. We're told that the witches of Izalith took the life soul. And we're told that this dude Nito was the first of the dead, and he took the death soul. And then they gloss over really quickly. They go, and then there was this 4th dude, don't worry about him. The furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. Don't worry about him, shut up, don't talk about him. We don't talk about him. Process of elimination, of course. There's the 4 souls. We know there's the light, the life, the death, and then, of course, there must be the titular dark soul. But we're told not that nobody knows what actually happened with the dark soul. Shut up, don't talk about it. And there's a reason why we don't know about the furtive pygmy, and that is because Gwyn, the possessor of the light soul, kind of became the de facto leader of the other beings, and he kind of set himself up as the authority and everything, and went about kind of subjugating everybody else under him, vetting out the light soul, very little at a time and everything, very only to his cronies, only to those that he knew were very loyal to him, while fearing the power of the dark soul, because the power of the dark soul was the power of the common man, basically humanity, whereas the other souls have kind of a finite amount of power. As we're told, the power of the Age of Light is waning, and that is why the world is in this state of decay and everything, because the Age of Light has been going on for a very, very long time and is now falling apart. The Dark Soul, we come to find out in the lore, does not work that way. The power of the Dark Soul, which is possessed by the humans rather than the gods, the witches, the dead, but actual humans, only grows when it is shared amongst people. Its power does not diminish. So you get, humans coming together, working together and everything, only get stronger. And that is what Gwyn feared, and so set about doing everything he could to subjugate humanity, keep them apart from one another, and most importantly, set them against each other to keep collecting power for him, herding them together, and then using them, exploiting this labor to keep his age of light going. An age that, of course, again, is dependent on the need for constant growth with a finite resource. It's no coincidence, of course, that the villainous characters we see in this are usually out for trying to gain this power for themselves, where the rare person that is not, like, say, Solaire, jolly cooperation and all that. The Sunbro, obviously. So, cooperation. Humans in Dark Souls are meant to work together. I know there's this whole toxic thing with the video, with the video game, community about how, you shouldn't be, you shouldn't work with the, don't summon characters to help you and everything. But that's not what the game tells us. That's not what the creator tells us. Obviously they put these, in the game for a reason. They wanted you to work with people. So it's not much of a hard stretch to see how this applies then to communism. Gwyn is a capitalist, first and foremost. He must keep amassing wealth, the capital, the currency, that is souls, but he does so by subjugating the lower classes that he has convinced are lower than him. He has controlled the narrative around the Dark Soul so that no one even knows what the Dark Soul is about, and there's all this misinformation about the Dark Soul. The Dark Soul is dangerous, the Dark Soul this, all of this kind of stuff, rather than focusing on, well, your world is in decline. You've been causing all these problems. The world is literally cursed, the curse of the undead now, due to Gwyn trying to artificially continue his reign going by subjugating those under him. When, if they only knew, the people, the common man, coming together, working together, only get stronger, more powerful together. And so, basically, there you are. Quite literally, the Dark Soul in Dark Souls is communism. The Light Soul is capitalism. I'm working on the other two souls. I kind of think that, the Life Soul, that is the Witches of Izalith, might be anarcho-capitalism, but we're working on that. That's to come. So, there you are. Dark Souls, communism.
Have you played Dark Souls?
Yeah.
I haven't
Played all of them.
Oh, that's a lot.
beat
That's a
the
big
first
drink.
one.
Oh my.
Ooh. I beat the first one. Played most of the second one. Kind of dabbled in the third one.
So, I'll open up the classroom to questions if anyone has questions. Yes, Necro. Would you like to come up and and join us?
Oh.
You don't have to.
Go to the
Class? No,
go
that's
to the
not
class, yeah.
You don't have to.
What kind of system does the poison swamps represent?
The poison swamps are, of course, just another manifestation of the late stage capitalism. The whole place in decline that we find. The poison swamps is a result of the detritus of Anor Londo falling down into the lower parts and ruining everything below it.
Yes, very wise.
All right, we are still on. Cool. All right. Everything is still working good on the stream. All right. Any other questions?
Oh man. I forget that.
I haven't played enough Dark Souls to really have any questions.
All right.
Like Dark Souls character that always.
Yes, sire.
Everyone.
What's Dark Souls?
Communism. Weren't you paying attention? Yes.
I got a question. Oh, not a question, statement.
Yes, there is.
Demon Souls better. Demon Souls is a better game.
Demon Souls is a better game. I've not actually played enough Demon Souls to form that opinion. I'm gonna do my hot take here. And that is, of course, that so Dark Souls 1 Actually, let's just abbreviate this, shall we? DS1 better than Bloodborne. Better.
Oh, he's gonna get a lot of hate from that.
I am. Better than Sekiro. There's probably the really big ones here. Which is better than Dark Souls 2. Which is better than Dark Souls 3.
And he doesn't even include Elden Ring, which shows you.
Again, I've not played enough Elden Ring. I did not care for it. I will probably get back to it eventually. I don't care much for the open world aspect of it. Yeah.
One of them that I've beaten.
Yeah.
Elden Ring? Yeah. I think I'm right at the end of it, really. It's Elden Ring.
Are you? Have you fought Millennia?
So much stuff you could do.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Have you fought Millennia? The super hard red-haired lady with the katana that everybody hates.
Yeah, I've tried
Took
like
me many tries.
Many tries.
I think I've tried a few times, and then went to do something else.
That's fair.
She's pretty hard.
Oh, there's my window. I was wondering where you went, window. There we are.
Oh.
Everything seems to still be doing good. Oh.
Yeah.
Did you? Are you trying to steal my coffee? Teacher needs his coffee. Teacher needs his coffee. So yes, well, if there are no further questions, thank you all. Yes, there is.
How many times did you die to the dragon on the bridge?
Like overall, like in all of my playthroughs. In all of my playthroughs, probably about 20 times. But that's over many, many playthroughs. So, to answer your question there, is there extra credit? See me after class. We'll work something out.
Is all of this going to be on the final?
As definitely an actual accredited professor who is able to give out degrees and grades and all of that stuff, and definitely not someone who's just squatting in this room, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Sure. So.
When do we get our syllabus?
I'm working on that.
Is this chemistry?
Go to the bathroom.
This is a college course. You do not have to ask to go to the bathroom. You may go to the bathroom.
That's true. but it still feels like asking them.
But
Let's go.
Very well. So, thank you for coming to the lecture. This is a little out of my wheelhouse, as you know. I intended to do more philosophy, less media analysis and whatnot, but still, politics, of course, social and political philosophy is a school of philosophy after all. So, and one that I'm of course quite passionate about. So, I believe the future lecture will probably be on is a hot dog a sandwich? Prescriptivism versus descriptivism, and why that question drives me crazy. And everyone, stop talking about it, please. But
People want to know.
I mean, I can give you the correct answer to that question if you want, because there is a correct answer to that.
Mathematical answer.
It is not a mathematical answer. But we'll save that. I do have an answer for you. I do have an answer for is a hot dog a sandwich? It's not, we'll save that one for a later one. That'll probably be the next
You
one.
could be talking about Wiener Schnitzel.
I mean, we could talk about Wiener Schnitzel.
Will it include the history of the hot dog?
I mean, I wasn't intending it to. We could touch upon that if you want. I do know that the hot dog, of course, originated in New York City. So if you want to be correct, of course, the correct way to eat a hot dog is sauerkraut and onion and mustard. That is the correct way to eat a hot dog. I'm sorry, that's the way that works. I mean, if you like. Yeah.
Oh, there goes.
Who knows what's happening behind that podium?
Aw. I think someone has a crush on the teacher. If anybody's watching this and somehow doesn't know who Zaire is, go follow Zaire VR. In fact, here, let me do a little shout out here. I should be able to do that from in here.
Maybe.
I think this is the first class I've ever taken where I haven't fallen asleep.
Amazing. Because it has a great professor.
Thank you. There we are, Zaire.vr. There we go. If somehow you're not following Zaire, the boy is a very good dancer. And just the nicest person you will ever meet. All right. Well, I don't know how long that actually took with all the technical difficulties and everything. But we tried to start about 45 minutes ago. I think that was probably only about 15 minutes, but...
No, how long on that?
Mm-hmm. So what did all you do today? I could put a video on.
It's my day off.
But all right. Well, I suppose we'll call the stream there then. Anybody in chat there that if you're lurking, thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching this silly lecture.
4 of us. Maybe 6.
The Zaire. Just the goodest boy.
See, he's praising the sun.
Praise the sun. Oh.
I want to say goodbye to stream.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, we're coming down.
We have Necro. If you want to say goodbye to stream, yep. My the class. If you all want to say goodbye. So
yeah.
We have Dirges. We have Necro. We have Cyrus, and we have Zyre. All very good students. All very good students. I'll be sure to make sure that the extracurricular activities after class go well. All right, yeah, we will. I guess we'll call it there. I should raid somebody. Let's do that, huh? Let's do a raid thing. Why not? Yeah, let's do a raid, right? That's a thing that you do when you do this kind of stuff, right? Let's see.
Now that you're an affiliate.
Now that I am yes. Now that I am an affiliate, thank you.
Go home sauce.
Let's see. What do we got? Who do we have? Let's see. Oh, similar or smaller size. I didn't notice that was a thing I could click. That's fantastic.
Derby. Is he still streaming? He started streaming at 6. Or 2 hours ago.
Let's see.
Over 2 hours ago.
Alright. What are you doing? Let's see. Black Ops. What are you doing? Well, I'm not sure exactly what this person's doing, but they seem nice. They have about 10 viewers. Why don't we go raid this person? They seem nice. All right. Again, everybody, thanks for coming. Thanks for everybody that like subbed and cheered and everything. My first day as an affiliate, and like, wow, that went better than I could have possibly expected. Obviously, this lecture was awfully scuffed, but hey,
it's the first one.
It's only gonna get better. It'll only get better or worse, one or the other. All right, but okay. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great one. Thanks for coming. If you're still there, Spy, thanks for like all the gift subs. Thanks everybody for subbing. You're all lovely. All right, night all.
Treasure that founder's badge.